As I sit in my small apartment, far from Dubai, my heart races at the message I just received. "I know your secret," it reads, sent from an unknown number. My past, the affair with Omar, and the betrayal of Zainab, the very secrets I had buried deep, threatened to resurface. How did someone find out? And what did they want? This revelation forces me to confront my past once more. My name is Aisha, a 29-year-old nanny from a small village in Pakistan. My life seemed destined to follow the traditional path set by my parents: marriage, children, and a household to care for. But I yearned for more. 2 years ago, I moved to Dubai, a city of dreams, for a fresh start. I was hired by the Alpha Sal family, a wealthy household in the heart of the city, to care for their 2 children, Amal and Karim. The move was a leap of faith. The sprawling metropolis of Dubai, with its gleaming skyscrapers and vast deserts, was a stark contrast to my quiet village. Yet, I found solace in the Al Faisal household. Zainab, the mother, was kind and welcoming. Her husband, Omar, though distant at first, was polite. Their children, Amal and Karim, brought joy to my daily routine. Life in Dubai was overwhelming at first. The dry, warm air, the towering skyscrapers, and the bustling streets were all new to me. The Al Faisals lived in a luxurious villa, a fortress of comfort and style. Zainab greeted me warmly, making me feel at home instantly. Omar, holding their youngest, Amal, welcomed me with a firm handshake and a polite smile. Amal, with her curious eyes, and Karim, always clutching a book, quickly grew fond of me. My days were filled with the children's laughter and the responsibilities of managing the household. Zainab was often busy with her social commitments, leaving Omar, who worked from home, as a constant presence. His polite demeanor and occasional kindness stood out, but I thought nothing of it at the time. Over time, I began to notice a change in Omar's behavior. His casual interactions turned more personal. He would find reasons to be around when I was alone, asking about my day or offering to help with small tasks. His lingering gazes and softened voice when speaking to me were subtle yet noticeable. At first, I dismissed these moments as mere politeness. However, the tension between us grew, and it became harder to ignore the spark that had ignited. The night that changed everything was unexpected. Zainab was out for dinner, and I was folding laundry in the living room. Omar entered, and our conversation quickly turned into something deeper. Before I knew it, he kissed me. The kiss was filled with suppressed emotions, and though I knew it was wrong, I couldn't resist. From that night, our secret affair began. We found solace in stolen moments, whispering secrets when no one was around. The passion we shared was intense, but so was the guilt that followed each encounter. Our affair deepened with each passing day. We met in the early hours of the morning or during times when the house was empty. Each encounter felt more dangerous than the last, but the connection we shared was too strong to ignore. Living a double life was exhausting. By day, I was the devoted nanny, and by night, I was a woman caught in forbidden passion. Omar had a way of making me feel seen and understood, something I had never experienced before. As our affair continued, the guilt became unbearable. Zainab's trust and the children's love made my actions feel like a betrayal of the worst kind. Her kind words of appreciation felt like daggers to my heart. I started to question everything: my choices, my feelings, and my worth. The weight of our actions loomed over me, casting a shadow on every joyful moment with Amal and Karim. Everything changed one evening when Zainab came home unexpectedly. Omar and I were sharing a quiet moment in the kitchen when we heard the front door open. The fear of being caught was a stark reminder of the risk we were taking. That night, I realized the affair had to end. The danger was too great, and the guilt was consuming me. I couldn't keep living this double life. The following days were filled with turmoil. Omar tried to talk to me, but I avoided him. I needed time to think and figure out what I wanted. The decision to end our affair was agonizing, but I knew it was the right thing to do. One evening, I told Omar it had to stop. His sadness and frustration were evident, but I stood firm. The guilt of betraying Zainab and the children was too much to bear. I poured my energy into caring for Amal and Karim, trying to distance myself from Omar. But the weight of our affair lingered, a constant reminder of the lines we had crossed. Zainab, noticing my quiet demeanor, expressed her concern. Her kindness made my guilt even harder to bear. I realized that I needed to leave, to find a way to move on and start anew. The decision to leave the Al Fasal household was heart-wrenching. I wrote a resignation letter, citing a need to return to Pakistan to care for my aging parents. When I handed the letter to Zainab, her shock and sadness were palpable. Amar's reaction was one of mixed emotions. He cornered me one last time, asking if this was what I truly wanted. I replied that it was what I needed. The day I left was filled with a mix of relief and sadness. Zainab hugged me tightly, tears in her eyes. Amar and Karim clung to me, begging me to stay. Amar's expression was unreadable as I drove away. As the taxi pulled away from the villa, I felt a strange sense of closure. I knew I was making the right choice, but the pain of leaving behind a life I had built was real. The memories of my time with the Al-Fazls haunted me, and the guilt of my actions lingered. Now, in my small apartment far from Dubai, I reflect on my time with the Al-Fazls. I wonder if Zainab ever suspected anything, if Omar has moved on, and if Amal and Karim remember me. The guilt of my actions still lingers, and I question if I will ever forgive myself for the betrayal and the love I stole. The message I received from an unknown number shakes me to my core. I know your secret, it says. The past I tried to escape is threatening to resurface. Fear grips me as I wonder who could know about the affair and what they intend to do with this information. I am left questioning whether I can ever truly leave my past behind. With the threat of my secret being exposed, I realize that I cannot keep running from my past. The time has come to confront the mistakes I made and the consequences of my actions, whether it means facing Zainab, dealing with Omar, or uncovering the identity of the person who knows my secret. I must find a way to reclaim my life and find peace.